Today's lecture focuses on developing effective presentations in a social media environment. The big idea is that strong presentations do not begin with slides. They begin with strategy, audience awareness, and a clear message. In business, presentations help people explain ideas, influence decisions, and move audiences toward action. By the end of this lecture, you should be able to plan presentations around purpose, audience, and context, organize ideas for listening, not just reading, deliver with more confidence in live and virtual settings, and use visuals and interaction effectively. The goal is not just to make slides look better. The goal is to communicate in a way that helps people understand, remember, and respond. Here is the big picture process for this chapter. Plan, organize, deliver, and engage. That sequence matters. If you skip planning, the message gets weak. If you skip organization, the audience gets lost. If you skip delivery and engagement, even good content can fail. Presentations are live communication events, so they need both structure and audience connection. The first step is to analyze the situation. Before building slides, think about the purpose, the audience, the circumstances, and the constraints. Ask yourself, why am I presenting? Who is listening? What does this audience need? And what limits shape this presentation? Time, technology, room setup, and delivery format all affect how the message should be built. Next, define your purpose. Most business presentations are trying to do one of three things: inform, persuade, or collaborate. That purpose should guide every decision you make. If the purpose is unclear, the audience will feel that confusion. A useful question is, what do I want this audience to think, feel, or do after I finish? Audience analysis is just as important in presentations as it is in reports and proposals. Present for the audience, not for yourself. Think about what they already know, how they feel about the topic, what they expect, and what might make the message easier or harder to follow. Accessibility matters too. A strong presenter thinks about clarity, inclusion, and audience needs from the start. Then choose the right media and channel. Not every presentation should look the same. Some messages work best in a live setting. Others fit virtual or hybrid meetings, webcasts, recorded video, or social formats. Chapter 16 also emphasizes mobile-friendly simplicity. If the audience might view your content on a phone or tablet, your visuals must be clean, readable, and uncluttered. Once the situation is clear, organize the message. Start with the main idea in one sentence. If you cannot explain the presentation simply, the audience will struggle to follow it. Limit the scope so you focus on what matters most. And remember, presentations are built for listening. That means your structure has to be easy to follow in real time. In some cases, a direct approach works best. In others, especially persuasive situations, an indirect approach may work better. The opening of the presentation has three jobs. First, arouse interest. Second, establish credibility. Third, preview the message. Students often remember attention getters, but they also need to show the audience why the speakers should be trusted and what the presentation will cover. A strong opening may use a story, a question, a surprising fact, or a relevant example, but it should quickly connect that opening move to the main point. In the body, your job is to guide the audience from point to point. Use a clear structure, support ideas with examples and evidence, and use visuals to reinforce the message without overwhelming the audience. One especially important point from this chapter is that oral presentations depend on spoken transitions. Listeners cannot reread your message, so you need verbal signposts that help them stay oriented as you move through the content. The close should end with clarity and action. Reinforce the main message. Restate the most important points, and make the next step clear. Do not drift to the end. A weak ending reduces the impact of the entire presentation. A strong ending helps the audience remember what matters and understand what should happen next. Delivery matters because the presenter is part of the message. Speak from notes instead of reading slides or memorizing every word. Reading feels flat, and memorizing often sounds stiff. Aim for delivery that is prepared but natural. Voice, pace, posture, and eye contact all shape how the audience experiences the presentation. The goal is not perfection. The goal is clarity, confidence, and connection. Most presenters feel nervous, and that is normal. Nervousness usually means you care. The goal is not to eliminate anxiety completely, but to manage it through preparation and practice. The same is true for questions. Good presenters prepare for likely questions, listen carefully, repeat or paraphrase the question when needed, and answer calmly. This chapter also highlights the back channel, which means the parallel conversation happening through chat, hashtags, or social media while a presentation is taking place. Finally, Chapter 16 reminds us that presentations happen in a social media environment. Audiences may be reacting, posting, chatting, or fact-checking in real time. That means engagement matters even more. This is also where micro-content becomes important. Micro-content refers to small, digestible, shareable pieces of information that are easy to understand and easy to spread. In virtual and hybrid settings, tools like chat, polls, and Q&A can help keep audiences involved. If you remember one thing from this lecture, let it be this. Effective presentations are not just about slides. They are about helping audiences understand and act in real time. Strong presenters plan strategically, organize clearly, deliver naturally, design simply, and engage actively.